Looks tasty, right? Well, it was damn tasty, and you can make it as well. Before we start, I just want to say that this recipe is made with a pressure cooker, and if you don't have one, you can still make it, but it's a slightly different way. So this one is made using that, and it's better to get one if you'd like to make more of these recipes in the future. Here we go. So you want to put your chickpeas in the pressure cooker, and we're just going to wash them. I measure how much I want, and then you just wash it around like 2 times, and then you want to fill it up kind of more than halfway with water. Um, I use the boiling hot water, and then just like a teaspoon of salt as well. So now we're going to just close the lid, and we're going to put it on the gas. And when it makes that sound, you want to leave it on for around 20 minutes. So while that's doing its thing, we're going to start chopping onions, and I use a little bit of garlic. I just wanted to use fresh garlic, but I'm also going to be using the frozen cubes, mainly because I forgot to buy ginger and don't have any fresh. So I'm chopping them really big because we're gonna crush everything in the blender. So for anything that has kind of like a curry, like what I'm making right now, we usually crush the onions and stuff. So as you can see, I use a little bit of water in the onion mix. Just it kind of helps it crush a little bit better because I want it properly fine crushed, like a paste. So now we're gonna chop the potatoes. I've used just 2 as they're quite big, and we're gonna chop them into nice kind of bite-sized pieces, just to put into the chickpeas. So once you've taken your pressure cooker off the gas, if you're a little impatient to let the steam come out, you can put it under cold water. It helps you able to open it a lot quicker rather than if you're just waiting for all the steam to come out by itself. So I've now put that on the hob again, and I'm putting my potatoes in there. So that's gonna kind of cook the potatoes while I do the onion mix and stuff. So we call that tadka. So you can use any oil you like. I use the chili rapeseed oil, and then you just put your onion and the garlic crushed mixture, and I'm gonna also add the frozen cubes of garlic and ginger with it. Then you just wanna keep mixing it, make sure the garlic and ginger are melted before adding some salt. So while that's cooking, we're gonna move on to crush our chili and tomatoes. So if you have some fresh ginger, you'd crush it with this, but as I don't, I'm just crushing the chili and the tomato. So I have used around 3 green chilies. That seems to be a standard for me, and I've added in some spoons of chopped tomatoes. So I've used maybe like 4 or 5 spoons, and then you just want to give it a good crush. So as you can see, I'm using 1.5 teaspoons of salt. It's entirely up to you how much you use. I've used 1 in this and 1 in the chickpeas before, but it's been too little, so I've added 1.5 instead. And make sure you stir the chickpeas while the potato is in there as well. So as you can see, the onion mixture is now starting to become a little green. We want it to be a little greener and starting to brown in places before we add in the tomato mixture. So now it's ready and I'm adding in the tomato mixture, and then you just want to give it a good mix. Make sure everything is nicely mixed and cook it for a few minutes. So as you can see, it's gotten a little orange, so I'm now adding in the turmeric. I've used just under 1 teaspoon. Once you add that in, you want to cook that for a few more minutes. Just let it all mix in nicely before moving on to the chili powder. So now I'm adding the chili powder. I've just used around half a teaspoon. Of course, you can adjust it to how much you want. You can even not put it in if you don't want it spicy. And then just give that a good mix. So once you're happy with what it looks like, we're going to add some of that chickpea and potato mixture, just to kind of mix everything together before putting it back into the pressure cooker. So I've just taken that off the heat while I put the mixture in because I don't want to get splattered and burn my skin. So once the mixture is in, you want to add your garam masala. So I've used around 2.5 teaspoons, and then you give it all a good mix and put the lid back on, and we're gonna do the same boiling. So when you hear the whistle, you leave it on for 20 minutes. So now that's done, I'm gonna open up the lid again and give it a good mix and add a little bit of my frozen coriander, and then it's done. Careful you don't overmix at this stage because it's pretty easy right now to mush everything. And that is it. Now I just take it out in a container, and there we have it, how to make chickpea curry, or as it's known in India, chole. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if you made it down in the comments. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!